Yo, what is up? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to show you how to cut fat and build muscle in a day. Now, don't get it twisted. It's a little bit of clickbait. Don't worry though. It's not obviously going to cut a ton of body fat, build a bunch of muscle in a day. This is a daily routine, the ultimate daily routine for shredding fat and gaining muscle that I have created myself because I used to be skinny fat. It was at a place where I looked skinny on the outside, had extra body fat. It was super uncomfortable. I did not feel confident. I didn't feel like I was the best, most realistic version of myself. And now I, Jake Bowman, help other men get in great shape, cut down their body fat, and build muscle at the exact same time using this exact system I'm about to teach you right now. I needed to put this video together because so many guys don't understand how to do this. And I wish I had a video like this when I first started up because I was so confused on what's the proper diet to do? What kind of workouts do I do? Do at-home workouts work? Do I need to go to the gym? When I go to the gym, is my form right? What exercises do I do? Like, is it important? How can I save time in the gym? I had so many questions, but I didn't have a clear, concise answer because I was like, there's so much stuff online with the internet. There's so much white noise, as I call it, of, oh, do this, or seed oils are bad. Seed oils are making you fat, or it's carbs that are the devil. You know, it's like, or it's calories in, calories out, or it's just eat more protein. Like, it's just broad general advice, but everything kind of contradicts each other. This, I'm just not going to BS you. This is what has worked the best for me. This is what works for every single one of my clients. I'm about to teach that to you right now in this video completely for free. So table of contents, how this is going to kind of go. This is my current physique, by the way. The morning routine, planning the day, pre-workout ritual, your workout, give it everything, post-workout protocol, gratitude and reflection, and pre-bed routine. I need to preface this by saying that this is stuff that you probably have not heard. This is stuff that I learned a little more late game too. Like some of this stuff in specific, like planning the day, pre-workout ritual, I actually didn't have this until like about a year ago, and it changed everything for me, even though I made my actual transformation a long time ago. If I had this stuff now, I can't imagine the progress I would have made it so much sooner. Same thing with the workout, same thing with the post-workout protocol, and the pre-bed routine is very important at the very end. So stick around. This will be a pretty quick video, but I need to explain this right now. It's super important. First thing, morning routine. Hydrate and take your vitamins. What vitamins? It's very important. A lot of people and guys are like, oh, I take vitamins. I take a multivitamin, so I'm good. I take a multivitamin and magnesium, so I'm good. So that's good. Multivitamin, magnesium. I want to write this down. K2 is potassium. What else? If you want to naturally boost your testosterone, you can take a root called Tongkat Ali, Tongkatali. Crazy name. Helps naturally boost testosterone, which is crazy. What's another one? L-glutamine is a big important one. Just to name a few. Oh, yeah, omega-3 fatty acids and probiotics will help you with digestion throughout the day. Simple stack. Take that in the morning, but more importantly than that, honestly, is hydrating. As soon as you wake up, 16 to 20 ounces of water. This is a bottle I got here. I drink about 1.5 to 2 of these. As soon as I wake up, before you go and reach for your phone, obviously you turn your alarm off, but before you do that, I need you to drink 1 to 2 either bottles of water, glasses of water, whatever. Because your body just went 8 hours of the whole night because you got 8 hours of sleep because you're doing good, right? If you're getting 7, 6, 5, 4 hours of sleep, that's not enough. I need to preface this by saying that. But you just went that long without drinking water and your body's not severely dehydrated. So you need to refuel. Give yourself water immediately. It's going to help you feel a lot better, wake up a lot sooner. Some guys, before they even have water, they have coffee right away. It's a little later in the afternoon, so it's okay. It's like you didn't even give yourself a chance to actually hydrate and give your body what it needs to start recovering from the training you've been doing, keeping you full, and burning the body fat, burning more calories throughout your day, because actually drinking water does burn calories, believe it or not. Multivitamin, electrolytes for optimal function. Don't overcomplicate electrolytes. You can buy the products such as Liquid IV and stuff like that, but all it takes is really some pink Himalayan salt or any salt in your water. Just a little bit. You don't want to drink water that tastes like it's from the beach, obviously, but a little of that. Salt is an electrolyte that's going to actually help you. I learned that pretty recently too. It was like, I thought salt and sodium were horrible for you, and when they're processed on foods, yeah, a little bit, but like you need salt to recover ultimately. Okay, this is another big thing. Immediate breakfast to optimize your protein synthesis. So many people, they like to skip breakfast. It's the most commonly skipped meal throughout the day. It's the most important meal of the day. I'm sure you've heard that before, but it honestly is. That is actually rooted in truth because you can't improve what you do if you don't measure. Well, obviously, track what you eat too. We'll get to that. But you only have so many chances throughout the day to get in protein. So when you go to the gym, your muscle fibers, they're being broken apart, and that's why you get sore. But they're going to repair even stronger and bigger. That's how you grow muscle, and that muscle burns more calories. But it needs the building blocks. and the building blocks are in the protein. But this is something also was super useful for me that I learned, and this changed a lot of my clients' lives. If you just eat 80, 90, 100 grams of protein in one sitting and then barely have any protein for the rest of the day, that's not going to all be put into use. Your body's going to digest about anywhere from 30 to 60 grams of that, and the rest is going to be out the other end. So it's important to break it up into anywhere from 20 to 60 grams of protein per meal throughout your day. So tracking your calories is another thing too. If you're just getting started, you're completely brand new to this, maybe you don't have to track your calories yet, but when you decide to get started and take things seriously, download an app like MyFitnessPal or Chronometer to actually track your calories and see your protein. Because if, like I said, you can't improve what you don't know. You can't improve what you don't measure. If you don't have numbers to back up what you're doing, don't be surprised when you don't get results, right? Just like you track your weight every single day, you look at your weight on the scale, you see it's not going down, it might be going up. Track your calories as well to make sure you're going to have success. No guesswork. Next thing, planning your day. This is a little more lifestyle style too, but it's important. It all goes hand in hand. Schedule your workout first thing in the morning, right? Before the day starts, make sure you know if you're training today. The system that I teach, because I'm very busy, my clients are as well, 4 days per week, 45 minutes to maximize results. If you can only do 3 times a week for 30 minutes, that's completely fine as well. But just finding what works for you, finding what you're doing today. No surprises, no excuses, because you planned it out. Now, preferably, if you can do this one the night before, even better, right? But know if you're training today, get yourself in that mindset that, okay, later in the day, I'm going to go to the gym. I know it's going to happen, right? Is it a training day or a rest day? What muscle group are you hitting? Obviously, plan it in your schedule to make sure it's going to happen. There's nothing else that could possibly get in the way, right? So if you know you might have a meeting at 3 p.m. or you might be done with work for the day, depends, schedule that workout for like 5 p.m. after. So even if you do have the meeting, worst case scenario, you still know you have the time for the gym, right? Rather than it coming up and being like, oh, well, I missed a workout, and the next thing you know, you don't have anyone holding you accountable, so you skip the next 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, whole week, 2 weeks, then you're off track. See what I mean? Ruins your progress. So don't let that happen. Plan your non-negotiable tasks. So you need discipline in the gym and in life. I believe in how you do one thing is how you do everything across the board. Know what you have to get done today. Write down your top 3 priorities. I'm not saying just with the gym. I'm saying with literally everything. So for me today, as with what I do, it's like, okay, train my in-person clients in the morning, because I train clients in person as well from 5:30 to 10 a.m. Very important. Second thing is like get content out. So this is a part of it. I'm recording some content for you guys, some Instagram stuff, some stories, stuff like that. And I took client calls today, my online clients, to help them get their goals and track and see where they're at. So those were my top 3 priorities for my day. It's a rest day for me, but even then, the gym might be in there. Depends. Your top 3 is different depending on your day, though, right? Excuse me. Time block your schedule. So I prefer Google Calendar. Let me show you real quick. This is actually my Google Calendar. So I have this all set up. It doesn't take that long to set up, honestly. I just did this. It doesn't take very long. I sleep from 7:30 to 3:30 a.m. every single day across the board. Quick little morning routine. I get up. I immediately go downstairs. I hydrate. I get my greens powder in, my vitamins, stuff like that. Eat that first meal. Morning stories and content. Train in-person clients. All that stuff. Eat pre-workout meal. Train in the gym. Sales calls, coaching calls, deep work, stuff like that. But you have it all blocked out, so that way you know you can actually look at something and say, someone says, oh, can you go out for lunch at 11 a.m.? Be like, yeah, I guess I could have my pre-workout meal with you at 11 a.m. on Monday if that works. But that way you can actually see it, and I can actually map everything out so that you know what you have to do that day. And the Google Calendar will also send you notifications too. It's also like free, so you have no excuse. It'll send notifications like 10 minutes, 15 minutes before, whatever you choose. So it really holds you accountable to time block out your schedule. You can write it down if you're more old school. I did that for years, but Google Calendar made my life a lot easier. Set high standards for yourself in everything you do, because in order for you to become a better man and have a better physique, look better, you have to also act like it too. The physique won't just magically show up with a poor work ethic, so how you do one thing is how you do everything. And you'll notice when your physique gets better, you start taking your diet and training more seriously, you also get more focused, better at your job. It's crazy how it all correlates. Anyways, next thing in your day, pre-workout ritual. Have this be whenever. Technically, your first meal of the day, your breakfast, could be your pre-workout meal. I do that some days. But maybe you go to the gym late at night. Maybe you go right after work. Whatever. It's very important what you eat. I underestimated this for a very long time. I actually had a friend who works out pretty often, and I was explaining to him this system, and he's like, He's been working out for years. He was like, pre-workout meals are actually a real thing? I'm like, what do you mean are they a real thing? Of course. What you eat before, think about it. It digests in about an hour and a half. And then that is your fuel you're running off for your workout. So it's important what that is, right? If it's junk food, if it's donuts or chips, that's going to digest very quick, leave you feeling bloated, uncomfortable. And if your stomach hurts, you're not going to be able to train as well or as hard as you could be, right? If you're about to do leg day and go do squats and maybe your cheese doesn't sit well with your stomach, but you have some of that and some junk food, you're not going to feel good. If you have a bag of Lay's and cheese or Cheetos or whatever, you're going to feel horrible, right? Foods high in processed sugar will spike your energy and crash you. You'll have energy like 30 minutes before your workout, but as soon as it happens, you'll just crash, be super tired. What I also consider like a non-negotiable for myself and then for also most of my clients, for 95% of men, is a pre-workout. Now, yes, it has caffeine, so unless you have like a health condition that makes sure like you can't have high doses of caffeine, that's whatever, but there's still some without caffeine. I still recommend it because it gives you more focus, more power, more blood flow, increased mood, because it's not just caffeine. There's so many other ingredients in there that are going to help you improve your focus, like nootropics in there, blood flow to improve your blood flow, make you feel better, feel connected, and then more power so you can actually push harder in the gym. So whereas before you might have been only able to get 10 reps on the bench press, with a pre-workout you might be able to get 12 or 13. That might not seem like a lot, but in the long run that's going to definitely add up. So how do you actually structure this? Energy source, 40 to 60 grams of an easily digested carb, something simple. I call these simple carbs. This could be oatmeal with protein powder in it. This could literally be, I know it's basic, but chicken and rice. Could be 6 ounces of rice, 6 ounces of chicken. Would be great. What else? You could have sweet potatoes or sweet potato french fries if you cut them up a certain way. It's really fun. And then some steak or whatever, as long as you have a protein source and carb source, right? And then you're going to rest for 60 to 90 minutes. So what I do is I set a literal timer on my phone for 60 minutes. Well, this is my next timer till I eat again. But before I go to the gym, I set it for 60 minutes. I know as soon as that timer is up, I get in my car, drive to the gym. Drive to the gym is like 15 minutes. I get set up, get ready to go. That's officially 90 minutes. I know that my meal is digested. I'm feeling good. I ate some good food, so I feel energized. I don't feel crashed or tired, right? And then before the gym also, I'm on my drive there, so about 30 minutes before, I'm drinking pre-workout. And before I go, in the actual shaker, I do a little bit of salt in there. A little bit of salt is going to help hydrate you. Just like I said, same thing in the morning routine. If you can add a little bit of salt to every single meal you have, you're going to stay more hydrated and feel better because it's giving you those electrolytes. Electrolytes are very important during your workout, obviously. So yeah, I do this 15 minutes before my workout, so like on the drive there, don't overcomplicate it. And then what I do, I didn't do this for so long because so many people talk bad on EAAs and BCAAs saying they don't work, they're not worth it. I believe they're worth it because if we can make everything 1% better, it's going to make the physique 1% better. And that adds up over time, right? So BCAAs are branch chain amino acids that are going to help you with recovery. You know, when you work out and you get that kind of stinging, burning feeling, it makes that a little bit lighter, not as hard. And if you're in less pain, you're going to be able to push more, get another 2, 3, 4 reps, maybe do a little bit more weight. You see what I mean? See the trend here with that and the pre-workout, right? Also, creatine does the exact same thing. You probably heard about creatine, but if not, it helps you get a couple more reps, push yourself a little bit harder. These supplements are all natural, by the way. You can buy them at the regular store, and they're not going to ruin your natural status. You're still going to be natural. So put those in some water in my shaker. So I literally have the pre-workout shaker I drink on the way to the gym. When I get into the gym, I pour these 2 powders in there, mix it with water, and I drink that throughout my workout. I make it last because as we're working out, I'm using the stores. I'm using the stored up amino acids, which is that burning kind of thing. If I didn't have it, they would just slowly be depleting throughout my workout because I'm training hard using more and more and more of it. But if I'm adding BCAAs as I'm working out, it'll kind of fluctuate and not go down and crash as hard, right? So I have more energy, more power throughout my entire thing. And then train hard. So what that means is like people, actually, we'll go to the next slide. Give it your everything, right? Couple different ways. People say like, oh, train hard, but what does that actually look like? What does that actually mean? That was one of my questions when I first started. I was very confused on that. First step is progressive overload. If you don't already know what that means, every single time you're in the gym, you want to make something a little bit better. If you can add another rep to your bicep curls, if you can go up 5 pounds on your bench press or go up 10 pounds on your squat, that's something better than last week. You're making progress and you're making small improvements, and that stuff is going to add up over time, as long as your form doesn't break, right? As long as you still have good form, keeping everything in well. Using challenging weights though, because the goal when I started, I was so confused. I was like, is it better to go light weights and high reps or heavy weight and low reps, which is going to build more muscle, you know? But that's not really how it works. How it works is you want to use the weight that is the most challenging for you, but you can still use good form on it. So for a bicep curl, if you're really like swinging yourself back to really get it up, or if your arm is kind of doing like this kind of a thing, like you're bringing your arm off your body to curl, you're using too much cheating. If you can keep it in tight and strict, that's going to be a lot better. So the maximum weight that you can use to challenge your muscle and stay in the rep range that you're trying to do, 10 to 12 reps or whatever, to put that tension on the muscle, that will require it to build because the muscle is in pain, and the closer you can get it to failure. So failure is like you cannot even get one more rep. Your muscles are going to be like, wow, that was hard. We're going to prepare for that, so when that happens again, we'll be strong enough to lift that weight. But that's where we progressive overload and say, here's more weight. So we're just tricking it to grow, pretty much. So these all go hand in hand. No half-ass sets. No set where you're just like, boom, 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 bench press. Okay, we're done. You didn't work hard enough. If your heart rate does not increase a little bit, if you're not a little out of breath, if you're not a little more dehydrated, need some more water after that, you didn't work hard enough. Maybe it's a warm-up set. It's fine. But yeah, another thing. 1 to 2 warm-up sets before each lift. Don't overcomplicate it. So many people do. But bench press is still a good example. I'm going to keep using it. Start off with a bar. Or if you're doing the dumbbells, start off with something light, like 20s or 15s or whatever, wherever your starting point is, right? Just do the same amount of reps you would do in a normal set. So say you have 10 to 12 reps. Do that with a lightweight first, like super light. So you just get the movement down, you know how it feels, but you're doing it the exact same way you will once you have the heavier, more challenging weight. You just work your way up in weight till you get to that one where it's the most challenging for you. After, post-workout meal is also very important. Not as important as pre-workout, but it's up there. These are the 2 most important meals throughout your day, and there's a third one that we're going to get to at the very end, so important you stay for that. You must refuel properly post-workout, so 30 to 50 grams of protein, so a little bit more than usual, and then quality carbs for recovery, some that are just fast digesting. Now, the carb source doesn't matter quite as much as it did in the pre-workout meal because this is not going to impact our workout, but you still need carbs and protein because I didn't establish this before, but carbs are your energy source. That's why they're so important. So we want to make sure we have enough of them to train hard and also recover because we just drained our energy throughout our workout. We don't want to go home and have to take a 2-hour nap and crash because we worked out so hard, right? So that's how you do that. And the protein is going to help to build that muscle back up. This is chicken and rice, one of my favorite post-workout meals. You could do rice cakes and a protein shake if you're kind of more on the go. That's a really good carb, quality carb, fast digesting, and the protein shake would be awesome too. Another part in the daily routine that is very helpful, helped me a lot, is write down some things of gratitude. So take a second to appreciate what you have currently because it's easy to get obsessed with a scale or even just in life, get lost in money and your career and promotions and how can I get to that next level? How can I show up to my boss? How can I get a six-pack? How can I lose more weight, right? Appreciate what you have. Appreciate your effort to even watch this video, to have a desire to learn, to improve yourself. You're doing that right now, so be grateful for that, right? Think about that. Have a strong mind, because a strong mind makes a strong body, which makes a strong man, because where most guys fail is with motivation, staying consistent. They can't keep up with it, right? They may have the most perfect dialed workout plan, amazing diet. That's why you'll see some of these like Hollywood professionals and stuff like that. They'll have a dietitian, they'll have a personal trainer in their house on the daily, right? But as soon as they're over, they don't stick with it because they can't stay motivated, can't stay consistent, right? Same thing applies. We're all human. So having gratitude, becoming a stronger man is very important to stay consistent with that. So every day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. You're like, oh, Jake, this is a bunch of like fish hash, some crap. Like, I'm not going to do that. Trust me. It doesn't take very long. It takes literally a minute to write, I am grateful that I have a working car today. I am grateful that I woke up this morning, right? Some people don't have that. Some people don't have a working car. Some people don't have the opportunities that you have every single day. Be like, I'm grateful that I have the ability to go to the gym and exercise. 'Cause some people are not physically able to go to the gym, and they would do anything to get in shape and go to the gym. You see what I mean? So be grateful for what you have. It's going to help you a lot. Also, reflecting your progress. Every single day, you're making progress. You're making small improvements, especially with the progressive overload like we talked about before. You're always making changes, right? Get your tasks done, whatever you have to do for the day. Obviously, you have to go to work, get that done, stay productive, finish work, studies, errands, all that stuff. Get that stress low, because cortisol is a stress hormone, and that does can impact your muscle gain and can increase your fat gain as well, which is not good, because stress eating is definitely a thing. And then pray or meditate. I don't care if you're religious or not. This has helped me a bunch. But reflect on your effort. Visualize where you want to be in the next 3 to 6 months from now. As long as you stay on track, connecting with whatever you feel like calls to you. It could literally just be meditating is one of the easiest ways if you don't consider yourself to be religious. But maybe pray and reconnect with the religion that you haven't touched in with a while. Like whatever you are used to, whatever feels most comfortable, whatever you feel like is calling to you, that's going to help you feel a lot better. Now, pre-bed routine. This is important. This is the end. This is the important stuff that you're going to really have to get down. Final meal, 3 hours before bed. So for me, I'm kind of crazy. I go to bed at 7:30, so I wake up at 3:30, right? So my last meal would technically be at about 4:30 to about, I do 5 sometimes. It's okay. 2.5 to 3 hours. But it sets you up for overnight recovery, so it's important that you have enough for your body to work with, because when you go to sleep, you actually produce growth hormone and testosterone, which people take exogenously as steroids. So you're getting that literally naturally for free when you sleep, so why not get as much sleep as possible? Well, not as much as possible, 7 to 8 hours, right? But also give yourself enough protein to help keep you full and actually make your body recover better, because you don't want to be super sore the next day, plus you want to put on muscle mass and lose body fat, right? Very important. Don't overeat, though. That's another thing. So protein, healthy fats to stay full. You can do organic peanut butter, almond butter, cheese. It's a good source of fats. What's a meal that I like? It sounds kind of weird to have eggs at night, but, well, it's not really night for me. It's like 4:30 or 5. I do 8 ounces of egg whites and then a whole egg to get the nutrients from that, and then some butter in the pan, because that butter will be some fats, and then 24 grams of peanut butter. Not together. The peanut butter is on a spoon by itself, but that's going to give the fats. They're going to help keep you full and satiated throughout the entire night, right? And the protein as well, and the micronutrients from the actual egg yolk. So avoid excess sugar. Obviously avoid caffeine way before 3 hours before bed. If you go to bed at a regular time, not like me, I say a good rule is like, if you see the sunset is starting to happen, don't have any caffeine before that. Don't have no diet pops, no nothing, no coffee, obviously. Limit your water too. This is something a lot of guys mess up. One of my clients actually, he's like, dude, I just don't drink enough water throughout my day, but I have a water goal on my Apple Watch telling me how much water I need to drink. And then it gets to like before I'm about to go to bed, and I realize I have to drink 2 liters of water, so I drink it all right before bed. I'm like, okay, well, like, are you sleeping through the night? Because I don't think you are. He's like, no, I wake up like 3 times a night to go to the bathroom. I'm like, that's a big problem, because you're affecting your sleep because you try to cram in all your water at the end. So set yourself up for success. Close the night the right way. No screens 1 hour before bed is going to be very helpful too, because you're not going to be distracted. And that blue light's going to affect you and keep you awake and your mind stimulated, because think about all the content and stuff and whatever it is you watch, Netflix, or you scroll on Instagram or watch YouTube videos or whatever, like, stuff is literally designed to help keep you retained and addicted and watching the screen the whole time, and that's not going to help you sleep, right? Limit water intake to avoid waking up at night, like we just covered. Set alarms, obviously. Prepare for the next day. All this stuff, it might be completely new to you. You might have known 80% of this stuff. I just hope you learned something new. Subscribe if you're not already. And I'll have a link in the description where you can apply to work with me one-to-one to achieve your best physique, cut body fat, and gain muscle in the next 180 days or less. And if you don't, I'll refund you in full. But if that sounds interesting to you, you can book a call down there. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. I hope this helped you out. Comment what you think. Do you agree with this? Do you have anything you want to add on? Let me know what you think. See you in the next one. Peace.